High above us, in the dark vault of the sky, a giant star blazes its way across the night. This is Betelgeuse, a supergiant in the constellation Orion. Its fiery red light offering a glimpse into the violent and awe-inspiring lives of the universe's largest stars. Though its light travels across unimaginable distances to reach our eyes, Betelgeuse is not eternal. Its story, one of immense power and inevitable demise, is unfolding right before us, revealing secrets of cosmic processes that have shaped galaxies, stars, and life itself. At a distance of around 642 light-years, Betelgeuse might seem far removed from our daily lives, but in many ways, it is a mirror to our own existence. In the same way that humans are born, live, and eventually die, so too do the stars. Yet, unlike our relatively brief lives, Betelgeuse's lifespan stretches across millions of years. And when it dies, it will do so with a final flare so intense, so spectacular, that the entire galaxy will witness its final moments in a blaze of glory. Betelgeuse's story is that of a giant. It is a red supergiant star, one of the largest types of stars in the universe, whose scale and power dwarf our Sun by a factor of 10,000. With a mass roughly 20 times greater than our Sun, Betelgeuse has exhausted its hydrogen fuel in the core, and now it burns heavier and heavier elements. It is living on borrowed time, expanding and cooling, its outer layers swelling up into a vast, volatile envelope of gas and dust. And with every passing moment, it is slowly but inexorably heading toward the dramatic end that awaits all massive stars, the supernova. But unlike a peaceful death, like that of smaller stars, the end of Betelgeuse will be violent. An explosion so powerful it will briefly outshine an entire galaxy. The process of this stellar death is as spectacular as it is tragic. At its core, the star will collapse under its own gravity, triggering a massive implosion. This collapse will send shock waves of energy rushing outward at nearly the speed of light. The result? A dazzling burst of radiation, light, and matter so powerful it will echo across space, leaving behind only the remnants of what was once an immense star. In 2019, something unexpected happened. Betelgeuse began to dim. Its brightness flickered and dropped by an amount that left astronomers scratching their heads. Was this it? Was Betelgeuse about to collapse? The dimming was so significant, so sudden, that it triggered a flurry of speculation. Some believed it might be the beginning of the long-awaited supernova. Others wondered if the star was about to explode right before our eyes. But as the weeks went by and Betelgeuse's brightness began to recover, a more complex explanation emerged. Rather than a dying star preparing for its grand finale, the dimming was likely caused by the shedding of outer gas layers, a natural part of the life cycle of massive stars. Betelgeuse's outer envelope had expanded, cooled, and released a cloud of dust that temporarily blocked its light from our view. These changes, it seems, are part of the normal fluctuations a star like Betelgeuse goes through as it nears the end of its life. But that didn't make Betelgeuse's behavior any less intriguing, or the questions about its future any easier to answer. Could this be a sign of an impending explosion, or simply a temporary dip in the star's unpredictable life cycle? With every new piece of data, astronomers learn more, but one thing remains clear. Betelgeuse's future is full of mysteries. It is as much an enigma as it is an icon of cosmic transformation. Betelgeuse's behavior is far from ordinary. Stars like it do not follow a linear path to death. Instead, they go through unpredictable shifts as they near the end. The process that causes the dimming is a combination of cooling and gas expulsion. Betelgeuse's outer layers are unstable, and they expand and contract in rhythm with the changes happening in its core. Sometimes, Betelgeuse's outer shell cools, causing the star to become dimmer, while at other times, it may expand and increase in brightness. These fluctuations occur due to the tug-of-war between the forces of gravity pulling the star inward and the pressure from nuclear fusion pushing outward. As these forces balance each other, Betelgeuse is left in a constant state of flux, its final years a tumultuous dance of forces. This behavior is not uncommon in stars nearing the end of their lives. What makes Betelgeuse particularly fascinating is how it has brought this chaotic dance into the spotlight. We are witnessing firsthand the complexities and uncertainties of a star's death. When Betelgeuse finally reaches the end, it will not simply fade away. It will go out with one of the most extraordinary explosions in the universe. Its final act will be a supernova. But what exactly is a supernova? It is the sudden, catastrophic collapse of a star's core, followed by an explosive release of energy. The blast will briefly outshine an entire galaxy, sending shockwaves of radiation and energy across vast stretches of space. The energy released during a supernova is so immense that it creates elements heavier than iron. Elements like gold, platinum, and uranium. These elements are scattered into the interstellar medium, enriching the very building blocks of the universe. Without supernovae, the precious metals that we hold dear would not exist. The explosive death of a star like Betelgeuse is not just the end of one star, but a critical moment in the ongoing cycle of creation. From the debris of this stellar death, new stars and planets will form, and the raw materials for life as we know it will be dispersed across the cosmos. This is the cosmic circle of life: death, creation, and rebirth. Betelgeuse's supernova will set off a chain reaction that continues to shape the future of the galaxy for billions of years to come. Betelgeuse's death will be the culmination of a process that has been unfolding for millions of years. But for us on Earth, Betelgeuse's life also serves as a mirror to our own future. Our sun, much smaller and less dramatic than Betelgeuse, will not explode in a supernova. Instead, it will expand into a red giant, engulfing Mercury, Venus, and possibly even Earth before shedding its outer layers. The result will be a white dwarf, a small, dense remnant that will slowly cool over billions of years. But even our sun's quiet death will play a part in the grand cycle of the universe. Both the sun and Betelgeuse will follow their own paths to the same end, death. And from this death, new beginnings will emerge. The materials that once made up our sun will be reincorporated into new stars and planets. So, in a sense, every star's death is part of a larger, ongoing story that links all of us, from the smallest organisms to the most distant stars. The death of Betelgeuse will enrich the universe with heavy elements, setting the stage for the creation of new worlds, new stars, and perhaps even life itself. Betelgeuse's ultimate fate is not a tragedy. It is a necessary and beautiful part of the cosmic process, one that gives birth to new possibilities. As we look up at Betelgeuse tonight, we are reminded of the universe's vastness and the delicate interplay of time, matter, and energy. Betelgeuse is more than just a star. It is a symbol of the fragility and power of the cosmos, a fleeting point in time that carries the seeds of future life. As we await the moment when this majestic star explodes, we understand that its death is but one small chapter in the endless story of the universe. In the grand scale of time, all things must end. But endings are not truly final. They are simply transitions. Betelgeuse's death will be the birth of new stars, new galaxies, and perhaps even new life. And in that way, we are all connected to the cosmos, our lives intertwined with the rise and fall of stars. We are made of star stuff, and the death of Betelgeuse, like the death of every star, reminds us that we, too, are part of this grand, eternal cycle. In the vast tapestry of space and time, we are not alone. We are part of the story. And so, as we gaze upon Betelgeuse, we see not just the end of one star, but the beginning of many new stories. Stories yet to be written, stories that will echo across the cosmos for eons to come.